Joining me now to discuss this worrying spate of attacks on police facilities and what it portends for the security situation of the country is a public affairs analyst, Chukwuma Okenwa. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
It is indeed a worrisome situation. We've seen in Imo State, in Abia State, and now in Enugu State. One would have thought that when it happened in Imo State, by now they would have nipped it in the bud. What exactly do you think is playing out here?
I feel so much disturbed because this is exactly the way insurgency started out in the Northeast. The first target is to destroy the security architecture, to weaken the police force, to mesmerize the police, so that when the attacks is launched fully on the citizens, there will not be anyone to pose resistance. And we are watching, seeing the stories, very disturbing ones, why police stations are burned and our security personnel are not safe anymore. It's very disturbing, because the next target likely will be the citizens. And we don't want another region to be taken over again by insurgents. It's very disturbing. And more disturbing the fact that the identity of these people are not known, and that makes it very, very disturbing.
You talked about how security personnel and security facilities are being attacked, and when something happens in any area, and one will rely on security operatives as a police for protection. So it is quite disturbing to see that security personnel or operatives have not been able to defend themselves or protect themselves from this kind of attacks. And we also have, this is not the first one. They have been duration of time in between every attack. Why do you think that it is taking long for the police to be able to nip this in the bud? It started in January and will continue to witness more and more attacks.
I think this is an indictment on the intelligence community, the intelligence architecture of the nation. Of course, you cannot talk about adequate security management without credible intelligence, and that is the ability to forestall crime or insecurity or instances of insurgency even before it happens. You can't be talking about having a secured nation where we are reactive instead of being proactive. Security is all about being proactive and not reactive. So these things doesn't have to happen before we begin to think, oh, what do we do? So I dare to ask, what then is the role of the DSS? And of course, I'm also aware that there is a Defense Intelligence College. So this is a time for us to really sit back as a nation and ask ourselves, is there anything we are not telling ourselves? Because the simple truth is that in a nation with security, I would expect that before anything like this happens, we should be able to find out what is happening, and then supposing it happens, it shouldn't take
just allow me quickly. I want to jump in, because you seem to say think that this is really about intelligence. There are cases where we heard that the police had prior information as to the fact that this was going to happen. Is this really about intelligence, or really more about how we manage intelligence? And what more do you think that we can do, or the police can do now, to ensure this doesn't become a recurrent situation, not just in the Southeast, but in other parts of the country?
There is a difference between instinct, impression, and intelligence. Under normalcy, like now, given what is happening in the Southeast and the target starting in the police station, the normal thing for any state command to do is to caution all the men to be on the lookout. That is not intelligence. That can actually be like trying to put in certain precautions to avert such kind of incidences. When we talk about intelligence, I would have expected before anything like this would have happened, perhaps being more exact, that this is the location, because someone just saying a police station, it could be any police station. Maybe being exact, they're already on their way to attack the facility at also one. And this expected to happen within so time. Adequate security architecture needs to be stepped up to ensure that it doesn't happen. That is the kind of intelligence we are talking about, not just something that is ambiguous. When you talk about police station, it could be anywhere. So we need to do a whole lot more to know and then to act, because this is really becoming very, very embarrassing when the people that are supposed to manage the security are insecure themselves. What then is the hope of the common man in Nigeria?
We hope that we do not continue to see these kind of attacks. Like you have rightly said, it is quite disturbing. Public affairs analyst Chukwuma Kenwa, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much.